everyone, welcome back to the CollabCast. I'm editor Katie Cusack, and I'm here with TZ Roosevelt and Noelle Rain, two of the co-founders of Pop Culture Provocateurs Burlesque Collective, soon to be troupe.
Right.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Do we want to start by telling everyone a little bit about who you are as performers, sort of like your persona?
Sure. As you said, I'm TZ Roosevelt. Mm-hmm. My whole shtick is politics, history, with a little bit of nerdless thrown into it as well. I do an act about, as Donald Trump and Richard Nixon, so that's kind of my jam. Mm-hmm. And then, I'm just all about my tagline, God Bless America.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Noelle Rain. I'm more of a classic performer. I do some character-based burlesque, but I take a lot of my inspiration from more of a vintage kind of pinup style. Mm-hmm. So that's where I come from in terms of my performance style.
Yeah. And that's such a great thing about PCP is that that there's so many different performers exploring the range of burlesque and like the classic form, and then as far as like the avant-garde and exploring different aspects of our pop culture. Essentially, that's literally what it is. For those who aren't familiar with you guys and with the performances that you do at the Fusebox regularly with burlesque performers that are both local and sort of traveling from a lot of different places around the region, and I know some people come from even further. Mm-hmm. What's, the most notable thing about your collective as it is now that people should know about?
I think, you made a point of it's diverse style of performing, diverse people, inclusive, like that's our big thing. It's about, getting up on stage. I have this idea and I want to do it, and encouraging people to work it out. I'm a philosophy of like, if you want to do burlesque, right? Yeah. You have an idea, let's work on it. And I think that's what's great about the troupe is, the three of us get to mentor up-and-coming burlesque performers in the area who really want to, try their craft out and really want to figure out who they are and get up on stage and show the area what they got to offer. Yeah.
And, for the past several years, you guys have been a collective, but you're becoming a troupe. Can you tell people what the difference is between and the significance is between the two?
Well, as a collective, it was the three of us producing together, and we would contract with performers and bring them in to our shows. As a troupe, we have a core group of performers that make up the base of the performers of each show, and we have regular rehearsals, if not every week, then at least every other week, where we get together and we discuss what we're working on, what they might need help with, and how we can help each other. Just last weekend, we went into the studio together, the dance studio, and we actually performed for each other, which is a great opportunity to get feedback and really grow as a performer.
Absolutely.
And some people didn't even have, I have a concept, but I didn't have a, full out act yet. So, if you just had a concept, you still had to get up there and do something. Mm-hmm. And it was very art school critique of you can't talk while someone's giving you a critique. And it was really good for people to take it, the constructive criticism, and for also the troupe members to give constructive criticism. Because it is, we have a tendency to go, well, I hate that. Well, I just like that. But it was really awesome to see everybody want to see everybody better themselves as performers. And it was really great experience.
Yeah, to become stronger all together as a group performers. And is the troupe going to be doing group set performances, all of you on stage together at any point?
That is in the
in
future.
The
That's Noelle's thing. I'm all about.
I have there are wheels are turning.
Yeah.
And I definitely have ideas for some group numbers. However, it's not going to be a requirement.
Right.
So I'm not going to say, okay, this is what we're all doing together.
Yeah.
Everyone get up on stage.
Yeah.
It's not
I want to
chorus
be
line.
like, okay, this is what I'm thinking of. This is the general idea. If you want to be involved in this routine, then let's practice it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a very troops are very common when you get out of the major cities. I think major cities are very much into freelancing and whatnot, and troops, I think in the smaller cities, are very much a popular thing to do for burlesque, because you're working in a smaller city,
right?
So you can't really do the freelance. You can do the freelance thing, but it's not like, it's better if you're all working together. And that's when we kind of decided, like, we really want to push people, and there's a lot of people that are coming up to us too, like asking, like, how did I do burlesque?
Yeah.
I'm like, where have you been? Like, where are you? Like, come to the show. We're always encouraging people to come to shows and see what we do.
Yeah. Can you tell people a little bit about the regular shows that you're doing in Albany?
Yeah. We have our inaugural troupe show on April 27th at
So
the Albany
exciting.
Barn. Yeah, it's going to be a bigger show. It's not really the club aspect. It's more like
Right.
theater, like performance and
Yeah.
theater, and that's where I'm coming from. It's more like the performance art aspect, and want to make it a whole experience. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a burlesque show. It should be an experiencing something maybe you never experienced before.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many. That's what's so fun about it too. Is like, you could be seeing like a dance performance, but you could also be seeing like sketch comedy
Right.
and like scene of a play, or like anything goes, which is what's so compelling about the art form. And another thing I love to talk about is sort of putting together these characters of yourselves and the complete DIY aspect of it. I mean, like, you guys make everything yourselves. Like, can you talk a little bit about what it takes to create your characters?
Well, there's sewing of the costumes involved.
Yeah.
And everyone has different levels of expertise when
Yeah.
it comes to costumes. So sometimes for people who are less inclined to make everything
Yeah.
stitch by stitch, you might find a piece that you just want to enhance, whether it's, adding fringe and rhinestones.
Always adding
and
rhinestones.
sequins. Or rhinestones.
All the rhinestones.
Or I'm very lucky that I learned to sew at a young age. So if there is a costume that I want, I will make it. I have a Marilyn Monroe dress that I made that I love. My Pope costume I made from bed sheets and scrap fabric.
Right.
Yeah, it's so adventurous. Like, I love.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's a chance to get creative in a whole different way
Right.
before you
Exactly.
even step foot on the stage.
Yeah.
And I come from more of the comedy, sketch, improv, writing style with my acts that costume is a focus, but I'm more involved in like story. So
Yeah.
start to finish, what it's happening at the beginning, what's happening in the middle, what's happening at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate to have a partner who is very good at making costumes and has made many things for me. He currently made this very large boa for one of my acts, my only classic act that I have. So I would it's classic for me.
Yeah.
And he's very, very good at doing that. And, for me, rhinestone is like, oh my God.
thing.
Like some people really like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a chore. I look at it as a chore, but when it's done, it looks absolutely
Amazing.
beautiful and
Me too.
amazing. Yeah.
I'm like, that's why Persephone Palm is the expert
Rhinestone,
rhinestone.
right. She
I'll
is.
be like, can you rhinestone this dress and I will make you a panel skirt.
Does that come into play a lot with the collective and sort of helping each other and teaching each other in the creative part that does happen before you hit the stage, and putting those characters together.
I mean, that's a goal we have, is really educating people about burlesque. I think there's many different viewpoints about what burlesque is, and for us it's, we have 3 different types of performers who do 3 different types of like styles, so why not encourage people to like, hey, come learn from us, and people who really want to learn too as well. So
and find something new to do as well.
Right.
Just because you are each so different, there's also probably something like in between everyone's acts that could be explored as well, which is really interesting. And are you guys doing like workshops or anything in terms of educating the local community about burlesque and the art of...
that's the goal.
We did put on a workshop together this past summer at the Arts Center in Troy, and I just finished up my winter session there, my intro to burlesque classes, and I'll be starting another session next week, Wednesday nights.
And I teach, producing part of burlesque and the project, being your own project manager with your burlesque career. And then I'm teaching a workshop at the Empire Burlesque Festival at the end of the month called Hilarities, finding the funny in your burlesque routine. So great. I'm really excited about that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For those people who are not familiar with your acts yet and the way that you all perform, there is an opportunity coming up very soon in March here at Proctor's. Can we talk a little bit about that?
We're going to be showing the movie Burlesque.
Yes.
With Cher and Christina Aguilera.
Right. And Stanley Tucci.
Can't forget
everyone
about
forgets
Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci and Kristen Bell.
I forgot.
I like her in this movie. She's like one of the few parts of this movie I like.
Wow.
Stanley Tucci, really. So we wanted to show the movie Burlesque. Actually, my partner Matthew came up with the idea. I was like, hey, you should really do this crazy thing about like different types of burlesque and stuff like that. And so we were like, okay, hey, we got this crazy idea with it came from Schenectady. We pitched it to them, and they were totally on board.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to show the differences of what, Hollywood burlesque. And then what we do as burlesque. Now, Burlesque the movie is burlesque, right? It is but it is, because burlesque is you have burlesque up here, and then you have an umbrella of versions of burlesque.
Right.
So it is a type of burlesque. It's very pretty burlesque, which is, it's very campy.
Very like high production.
And it's a style, and it's a campy, poorly written movie, but it's great. Cher is awesome. I mean, even Christina Aguilera's, like, the costumes are pretty great. And I'm sure if I were, saw this, a script came called Burlesque, and I would totally do this movie, because it's totally...
And if I could sing like Christina Aguilera,
I
would definitely do more singing strips.
Do it, right? Yeah, and it's got the classic story arc of like
girl
jealousy.
Gets off the bus.
Girl gets off the bus.
She's gonna make it.
Girl, gonna make it. Gonna take off her clothes on stage.
You've got like the strong woman in charge who's like, you'll never make it here.
Right, exactly.
The performer who's being threatened by the arrival of the newcomer. Oh my God, it's amazing.
And, we wanted to just kind of showcase, like, this is our version of burlesque and what we're going to do. So we're going to perform after or before. We're going to perform at after the movie.
Which is so exciting.
Yeah.
But we will give a little talk leading into the movie to just familiarize the audience with what exactly burlesque is, the history, short version of the history.
Starting at the very beginning and then till now.
From the beginning of time.
Burlesque comes from the Italian.
So it'll
really dive into it.
Just kind of, we really, for the troupe, we really want to focus on educating the community.
Yeah.
I think there's a connotation with burlesque, like people think that it's just, burlesque is stripping. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
It is stripping, came from stripping, and it's But I think there's a lot of connotation where people think it's just, it can be raunchy, but
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, it's not, there's this like stigma behind
There's
it.
like it's like that like cheap quality kind of stigma of like, oh, like if you're going to like a burlesque club, like it's
Right.
people are like I mean, it all comes back to just like women at the end of the day.
Right.
It's like, oh, like women who are doing this and like have no self-respect. And it's like, actually, it's the opposite.
Right. It's like women, people of color, trans people,
Right.
gay people, having agency over their body.
Right.
And I think
Exactly.
that frightens a lot of people.
Yeah.
How can, like, for me as a fat performer, I have a lot of people come up to me after the show like, you're so brave. I'm like,
Okay.
thank you, hashtag so brave. But like, I'm just up there doing my thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do think like, oh, I forget that there are people who are sometimes come to these shows like, why would she has cellulite all over her butt, and it's, for me, I'm like, yeah, I do, and look at it.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. I have cellulite, and it's great for other people in the audience to see like, men, women, when
Right.
wow, this person's getting up on stage and it's confident and I don't even see the person. I see this like crazy act that they're doing.
It's like
So
a character and
Taking ownership of your body.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And people, as I
And
said
it's like
before,
breaking sort of the status quo of like how you're supposed to perform. I
Right.
think also if you're performing like theatrically in any way, like I feel like there is sort of an expectation of the way that you're supposed to like carry yourself on a stage or
Right.
in front of a camera or however, but it's like if you are completely taking ownership of yourself and exploring a new part of yourself through that character, that's like such a personal experience that you get to share with people who might connect with you
Right.
in that very specific way and haven't had the chance to do it themselves, and then they become introduced to it, and it's like this ongoing
yeah.
cycle.
And it's like, it's not just about, taking your clothes off, obviously a
Right.
big part of it.
Yeah.
But, I don't even think about that anymore.
Right.
Like, I don't even think, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to take off clothes.
Yeah.
Part of my act.
Yeah, it's telling a story
Yeah.
through a series of reveals.
Yeah.
That most people set to music.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear, or at least I hear very often, that burlesque is sexy stripping or it's glamorous
Right.
stripping, but it's not always glamorous.
Yeah,
doesn't
it
have
definitely,
to be
some people do
glamorous.
that, and it's not, but, there are also some people who don't do glamorous
Yeah.
stripping. So that's what I said when I was talking about the umbrella. Burlesque is, there's burlesque and
So
much.
I mean, there's so
underneath
much
it.
to learn.
Right.
Too. It's a
And there's
lot.
so much burlesque throughout the United States and the rest of the world. Like, there's burlesque in the Yukon Territory. Who would have even thought about that? When we went to
Siobhan in the Yukon.
Siobhan and Yukon, yeah. There's when we went to, there's a conference called BurleyCon out in Seattle, and it's just like all the burlesque performers get together and they learn, and they make connections, and you are still so surprised. Like, wow, there's
Yeah.
so many burlesque performers.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. I think there's
Definitely.
like, it's definitely a change in times where people are feeling like, yeah, I don't give a F about, what you say about me, and this is what I want to do. And
Yeah.
again, taking agency over their bodies.
Absolutely. And it takes so much too. I mean, there's so much dedication to this art form. I mean, just having so much experience in it yourselves, what does it take to even just like produce one show?
There's different types of producing shows. So when
Yeah.
we did the Fusebox show, it was
Right.
the monthly show. So we had like a straight up format. It was pretty
We kept it pretty short and
short.
simple.
Yep, five to six performers. Very simple.
About
for
an
the
hour in length.
Yeah, for the Albany Barn show, it's a little more production value. Lights, like tables and chairs,
Yeah.
things.
Sponsors.
More
Raffle.
sponsors. Same things that we usually have at shows,
Right.
but it's more of the production value is a little bit more up. So because you are going for an experience. We want, you're at the theater.
Right.
So it's going to be a bigger production. I think that's where we really want to go with the troupe. It's bigger productions and bigger value, and people come to these shows and go, whoa, this is in Albany? What?
Yeah. Exactly. That's great. Well, thank you so much for all you do to contribute to this art form and to introduce more people to it. If people want to find out more about Pop Culture Provocateurs, where can they find you?
They can go on our website, pcpburlesque.com. Facebook, we have a Facebook page, Pop Culture Provocateurs, and then our Instagram, pcp_burlesque.
Yes.
All the social medias.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.